welcome back to the channel with me, Friar. Just call me Friar if you want. Welcome back. I appreciate you returning. Gonna do another exciting blog post read for you with pictures, you know? Who doesn't like pictures? So, this is the second part of a three-part intro on my magical motto, or my name. And I thought that we could talk about the Pesel part. Pesel, Pesel. I hear a lot of different ways of pronouncing it, which, as you will see, doesn't really matter. So, and yeah, we have this sporty Egyptian looking thing. Got all kind of stuff going on, man. Look at this colorful room. It's amazing. Got a dude with a bird head, and he's got a basketball on his head. Man, all kind of stuff's going on. Look at it. If you get into the Western mysteries, particularly the Golden Dawn stuff. Now, the Golden Dawn was founded in, I think it was 1888, somewhere around that time. One would think that all the Egyptian stuff was done in order to, I don't know, present a greater air of mystery or gravitas or something. Part of it, though, was the fact that back in England in 1888, like, they were sort of fascinated with Egyptian stuff, and they were doing all kinds of crazy neo-Egyptian architecture. So I will say this: if you do the Golden Dawn stuff, you're going to just get a face full of Egyptian stuff. You are. And, I hope you like reading. I really hope you like reading. So, that said, bye-bye Egyptian stuff. Let's do a quick recap. When I first started down this particular esoteric path, I took on a magical motto as instructed. This acts as a kind of pseudonym and magical persona, which also serves to remind the initiate of important principles every time the new name is used. This name may even end up on a magical implement, like a pantacle of earth. For better or worse, I chose Friar as the first part of my magical motto, not intending to convey any kind of title to myself, simply to stand out a bit in a sea of fraters and sorors. Just go on YouTube, do a little search, search for frater, and you'll see there's lots of fraters. Not as many sorors, but there are some sorors. So, a friend of mine is in fact a soror, so that's nice. It's see right here where I got the thing. It says it's Pesel. Really, it's like, all caps. There's a reason for that. And yes, welcome to WordPress's edit mode, which blows goats. I picked another photo. We got, your kind of classical cleric here, your monk style dude, your friar type, right? Here we are. This might, in fact, even be St. Francis. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I just like the picture. Back up here, Pesel. See how it's like Pesel, like that? Yeah, let's explain that. It's a notaricon. Notorious. And I want to note that on my bloggerinos, I have established links out to some of the terms so that you can explore at your leisure some of this stuff. So Pesel is a notaricon, which would more properly be written like this. Pesel, Pesel, much like Agla, which is Ata Gibor Leolam Adonai. You are mighty forever, Lord, as the translation. Or Ararita, Yeah. Which another link for you. Um, I'll go ahead and read it out. Please do not throw things at me or the screen. You probably paid a lot for that screen. Ahad Resh Ahudoto Resh Yehidoto Timorato Resh. Translation: one is his beginning, one principle is his individuality, his permutation is one. And you may be familiar with Agala and Ararita, depending on where you are in your great work, or that just may not mean anything to you, and that's okay too. So yeah. Also, this is edit mode for WordPress, and I did it because it's easier to read. It's much easier than what actually shows up, and also it doesn't show ads. It doesn't show ads in edit mode. But unfortunately, this little quote gets shoved over to the hard left. Right. So because Latin, right, sounds all authoritative and old and magic-y, it's probably the most prominent language used in Western esoteric magic, along with Hebrew, Aramaic, Chaldean, Greek, Coptic, Egyptian, Babylonian, Sumerian, Enochian, and Arabic. Yeah, I don't know all those languages, by the way. I am singularly terrible at Hebrew. I barely know it at all, and I mean at all. As for the rest, no. Nope. No. I do like to study languages. It's fun for me. Duolingo is my, toxic friend. I'm in a toxic relationship with Duolingo. Wherein I have picked up a little bit of Hebrew. And actually, if you study, believe it or not, if you study Yiddish, which they do have in Duolingo, it's easier than the Hebrew. I did try the Greek. OMG. Greek is freaking hard. BT dubs. I did have 4 years of Latin in school, which helped a lot. So having some familiarity with Latin, I thought I would craft my own Notaricon to bring this whole magical motto business. That I misread that. I'm not editing this. I'm simply not. I thought I would craft my own Notaricon to bring to this whole magical motto business. Those are the words. Those are the words coming out of my face meats. Yes, soccer mom magic. I said it. I stole that from Billy Brujo, who I am not. Please do not think I'm Billy Brujo. I'm super extra not Billy Brujo. But here's the thing, why don't you think I'm Baal Kadmon, right? He's got such a groovy voice. And not to say that Billy Brujo doesn't, but Billy's thing was really more visual. And he was almost like the performance artist of the magicians. Love that guy, but I'm not him. And I'm not Baal Kadmon. I promise. Clients who have seen me will know that I'm not Billy Brujo. And yes, my clients do get to see my face. My lovely, lovely face. Anywho, yeah, soccer mom magic. So here we got the super spooky eye in the pyramid. Oh noes. Devilry. Those of you who have spent some time with me as a client, we may have gone over what the eye and top of the pyramid really means. So, as the super scary angels would like to say in the Bible, fear not. However, owing to my need to have a pronounceable motto, I crafted the Latin equivalent of trailer trash patois. So if any of you are Latin scholars, please avert thine eyes, lest your retinae be forever seared. See, I did the plural. All right, so it's Pesel right there. Partum ex scientia et laetitia. Right. That's really warped up Latin. It really is, and I just wanted to be able to turn it into a word, because some people have these it's frater AAGQ or frater LVXPT. You can't pronounce that, man. Come on, man. So this is like screwy bad Latin for birth out of knowledge and joy. Okay. Which is kind of a shorthand for manifestation. And yes, see, I'm manifesting this, like, you can add a block. And anyone who's ever struggled with WordPress, I promise, like, I feel your pain. So yes, it's manifestation as the middle part of my name. Okay. It really is. So yeah, I have some straight up soccer mom magic and my magical motto. Though it be suburban sorcery, it is still definitely a thing, and it does indeed work even if one is purely a materialist reductionist. You can't deny the power of the fully operational battle state. No, reticular activating system. So here's a link. You can look at reticular activating system and see what I'm talking about. And so if you don't like the spirit crap, although I do wonder why you're on my channel if you don't like the spirit crap, the spooky stuffs, there's an alternate explanation if you need that. I think these kind of things work in tandem, and sometimes it's just different ways of describing the same thing, but nonetheless. So now you know what a pesel is, or a pesel, right? So don't worry. When I tell people, they're like, "How do you pronounce it?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it. Pronounce it any way you want. It doesn't matter." Really? I've had people try to guess, like, "Oh, like what country is that from?" I'm like, America land. So anyway, believe it or not, the meat of this presentation is over, but there'll be more. We're going to talk a little bit more. Coming attractions, right? Here's a temple and temple steps, temple steps. That could be relevant later. I will conclude this self-centric mini-series in my next post and next video, I guess, which will bring to light the last name of my magical motto. I added some practicality to complete the motto because I personally need to have some form of action-oriented grounding lest I completely float away into the ether of mind and thought. You'll see. So, okay, this is back in the day when I was like, I thought people would actually read the blog. I was like, oh, I'm going to write a blog and people are going to read it. Well, such optimism, really wonderful optimism. And I would ask questions. I'd be like, oh, let me put some questions at the end of my blog post, and people will respond. It'd be great, and we'll talk. And oh my gosh, engagement and all the good things. Yeah, no, I don't really get comments, but that's okay. That's okay. I still write these things, and maybe I'll get more comments later. I don't know, but here were the questions, right? So does this have you interested in creating your own magical motto? What do you think it would be? What are some principles or ideas that are important enough for you to turn into a motto? One that you would be willing to have as a new name. Think on it. Think about your values. Think about what's important to you. And it doesn't even have to be magical, really. Apparently, it was also popular to put your the motto that was on your family crest, if you've ever seen those, if you're like old as me and you remember, like sometimes you'd have a family crest in your house and it would have a motto on it, and that's the family motto, and people would use that as their magical motto. So yeah, is there anything that you would think valuable enough to turn into like a new magic name? Think about it. Put it in the comments, man. Like, share, subscribe. I'm not done though. It sounds like I'm done, but I'm not done. So, make happy. Here's my, this is my little, Friar Pesel. It's, it is, so this is a planetary hexagram. And, those who know, you can see the colors, right? And it got the sun in the center. That is not a department store logo. Thank you very much. But I'm giving secrets, like, secrets. Here's some secrets. If you can see this, like it's a backwards F, like Freebirds kind of, for my Texas peeps. And the P, like, can you kind of see that? It's a little hidden behind the solar logos here, but yeah, I was trying to be all clever. I would love, once I figure out how to do vector graphics correctly, maybe I'll turn that into some products to sell. But in the interim, type a / to choose a block. No, in the interim, we can look at Egypt here again, and I'm going to switch this over to my deep listening edit page, right? Yes, I am. Yes, I am hawking my wares. This is the deep listening page. If you go to friarpesel.wordpress.com and you look under services, you can dig your way into the deep listening page. And so I even have this is even like a table, right? It's a table of contents, and you can, it's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. What are your rates? You can just click on it, it'll go there. So yeah, this is my, for those of you who know, if you're looking at these tarot cards, these are, pay attention to the ones I'm using. So we talk about what life is like when things suck, and in many ways I'm describing my former life in some ways. Yeah, that happens. It was crummy. Look at the, slumped over like that. Yeah, I was not a happy camper about 10 years ago, 8 years ago. It wasn't cool. It was bad. My life was in fact a smoldering toilet fire. And then I talk about the answers that I found right here. And then something about me, words, phrases. And then I talk about the sessions. So what happens in the deep listening sessions. And what is that? Beatrice and Virgil. Psychopompery, perhaps. I talk about the benefits to you. Here's my rate table as of right now. This could change. For those of you who are for whatever reason, digging through my old videos and oh, these are the rates. They may not be the rates. Especially since if I do Etsy, the rates are going to be higher than this. Because Etsy, because Jesus, with the freaking fees. But yeah, if you do want to do a session with me, or several, if you want to do a course of 12, because 12 is the full course of deep listening, you would want to contact me. And I do have a contact form here, as you can see. Ah, yes. And so if you're, she's like, I don't want to pay that Etsy price, man. I'm like, okay, good. Get in touch with me. You can also email me at friarpesel@gmail.com. So friarpesel, all one word, FRIARPESEL at gmail.com. If you just want to talk about this stuff. So this isn't the only thing that I'm offering. I also have one-on-ones, which are cheaper. They're an hour. The deep listening sessions are an hour and a half. And also, if you want to, you can cruise over and look at my testimonials. And that's a little mixed up bag over there, in so much as when I was doing web services, right? For spooky peeps, I was doing, people were like, oh, I got the spooky site I want to do, or my spooky site's all screwed up, and I'm like, okay, I used to be an IT guy, and I'm not going to make fun of you for your beliefs either, so I'll help you. So there are some testimonials for that service over there, and I think there's at least one for astrology, which I'm not really doing anymore. So other than that, there are some deep listening. I think the majority of the testimonials are for deep listening. So if you're like, I don't know about all this crazy stuff, and talking to you, Mr. Scary Man, with your weird scary words that I don't, that may or may not be of the devil. Well, they're not of the devil, so not much I can tell you. But if you think you would benefit from deep listening, if you go to my blog and you read and you look at it and you're like, yeah, my life's kind of crummy, and hey, here are the benefits from deep listening, just get in touch. Get in touch. It's the thing I like to do the most in my life, quite frankly, is the deep listening. The work with the clients, it's awesome. I love it so much. My clients really like it a whole lot. They get a lot out of it, and they get a lot to reflect on, and they feel really good afterwards. So, it's a feel good, super good time. You'll feel great afterwards. You will have some amazing insights to work with. If you want to take those to a therapist, or your circle of friends, or whatever, or just keep them to yourself, which I actually strongly recommend you do that, and use them to reflect and think about some things. You could take them to a coach, but coach, look what I learned. Lots of potential there. But so what I do, like during the deep listening, it's an hour and a half, and I actually take notes. I take notes. So you just say your words. I take the notes, sort of like, Sigmund Freud, stand behind you talking about your mother. And then I will email you the notes so you have them. And they are extensive. Yes, they are. You get a lot. So, anywho, gee whiz, that was a lot of words and phrases. I think that was about 20 minutes. We're in like 20 minutes. 20 minutes is good, right? 20 minutes. I think anyone can sit through about 20 minutes. It won't be a whole lot longer than that, unless, of course, I have guests. I would like to have guests. Yes, I would like to have guests. That could range from, I don't know, an hour to 2 hours. 2 hours max. I tell you, man, 2 hours is a lot. 2 hours is a lot. So maybe hour and a half, right? Anywho, thank you for sticking around. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for listening to me say words and phrases with my terrible, I've been swallowing a lot because of the springtime in the South. And you know what that means if you live in the South. Yes, the yellow dust is everywhere, and it's especially up my nose and in my throat. So thanks for putting up with that. Anywho, look, I will catch you in, I guess, in about 2 weeks, right? That's what I'm doing right now. So have a super ooper 2 weeks, and if you want to contact me, just friarpesel.wordpress.com, baby, and we'll talk. All right, take care.